Hey everybody, how are we doing today? Mark Jorgensen here. I'm giving you a video series here, the walk around to some of the projects that I have that are been semi-completed. This is my 2004 Kawasaki Zx-10r, affectionately dubbed Blue Max. Bought this bike in 2006. Slightly used. I had a good friend that worked at the dealer. Knew that I've been looking for one. Recently bought a 2006. I wanted a 04 too to kind of add to my collection. Start a project. I had this bike, ever since. Been working on it pretty steadily over the years. Quite a bit of pretty crazy and unique mods on this bike. Some stuff you don't see every day. Currently got about 17,000 miles on it, so this bike has been ridden quite a bit. Start talking about some of the mods right here. First, you'll see this beautiful exhaust here. This exhaust is an Akrapovic Evolution 2 full titanium system with a Japanese direct market ordered K-Factory Blue Flame titanium MotoGP can. So I really like this can. Thought it went great with the look of the bike. Originally, I think it had a titanium oval Acra can on it. I like this better. 60 millimeter inlet and diameter. So as you can imagine, this bike is quite loud. You've got the factory Acra carbon hanger. Those things are rare as hen's teeth these days. Second thing you'll probably notice is the BST carbon fiber wheels. So these wheels are just awesome. If you've ever rode a bike with BST wheels on them, you know what I'm talking about. It feels like you're riding a bicycle. You have such a quick change of directions. You also note that this bike has Öhlins suspension, both front and rear. The suspension on this bike is a TTX shock off an 08 to 2010 Kawasaki Zx-10 model, and the forks are as well. So if you've seen Öhlins on an 04-05 suspension, you'll know that out of the box they came with the older style forgings on the lower. So I went with something different. I went with a little bit newer of the road and track forks for this. See Brembo HP billet calipers, Galfer wave rotors. On the back, you'll also see another underslung Brembo HP billet caliper, along with another wave rotor. Got tie hardware on the rotors. Some Harris rear sets. Harris is a superbike company that make hard parts out of the UK. I believe they actually dabbled in MotoGP chassis as well. You see lots of carbon all around on this bike. You'll see a carbon pro fiber rear hugger from a Zx-10r. You'll see power bronze carbon side covers. You'll see an OPP Mac motor one-piece lower carbon belly pan. It's kind of hard to find these days. You'll see a carbon fiber front fender from the 08 to 2010 Kawasaki Zx-10r. You'll see, back to some more braking goodness, you'll see a Brembo HP billet master cylinder on the front, an active quick throttle, billet quick throttle. See attack clip-ons, GPR damper. You'll see a Yo-Yo Dyne remote master cylinder brake lever adjuster. Kind of a trick piece there. You'll see that on a lot of the race bikes. We have a folding CRG clutch lever. Really nice clutch lever there. In the front, you'll see the MRA, which is just the top notch as far as windscreen goes. You won't get any nicer than an MRA double bubble screen. Some Rizoma dynamic mirrors there. Really nice. Looks good in this. At one time I had carbon fiber Light Tech mirrors on this bike, and I switched to the dynamics based on having the same mirrors on my other bike. I really like them. You'll find a Light Tech Billet aluminum quick turn gas cap. Very nice piece there. Have some Woodcraft case protection going on this bike. Samco silicone hose kit. Champs rear sliders. Jill's tuning chain adjusters and lifters. You'll see another OPP carbon shark guard under there on the swing arm. I guess I should mention the swing arm. The swing arm might look a little bit different to you than some of the other 04, 05 Zx-10Rs out there. The swing arm is off of 08 through 10. Was one of the first individuals in the country to do that swap back when these bikes were still relatively new. Had to do a little bit of finagling with the shock, and I put 2 and 2 together to realize that I could just run the 2008 and up shock with no problem. It's a direct fit. Had to play around with the linkage dog bone lengths to get the geometry just right. But the beauty of the chain adjusters and the Olin shock is you can dial in your ride height and your chain length just right, and pretty much get the same riding experience you would if you were running a stock swing arm. So you'll see mostly OEM body work on this bike with Zeus fasteners all the way around to kind of give it a little bit of that race touch. See a Louis Moto custom seat cover, Alcantara in the center, smooth vinyl with the stripe on the side and blue stitching. See Galfer Superbike front lines in the front and a Galfer custom line in the rear to go underslung. Other than that, I think that's pretty much covers the majority of this build. You see a tail tidy tucked under there with some carbon fiber block off plates. Those block off plates are really important to the support of these tail sections on these 04 and 05 ZX-10s. You'll see a lot of them with the tabs broken off because people will remove the license plate bracket and don't secure that tail section to the subframe like they should. Well, there you have it. There's a good walk around of this amazing bike. Really enjoyed this over time. It's one of my favorite bikes, one of my favorite models. These bikes have a reputation for big power, crazy lightweight, crazy handling, and just no electronics on these things. These are just brutal horsepower to weight ratio bikes that will just get up. I think they've been coined the Widowmaker Part 2 for those of you that might be Kawasaki fans will know what I'm talking about. So I'm going to crank this bike up for you a little bit just to let you hear this exhaust and rev it up a few times. Still cranks right up after all these years. Well, there you have it. Hope you enjoyed my video. Stay tuned for more videos on my V4 Panigale that I just got that I'm planning on building up, and on my 2 RC51 builds that I'm going to do a similar walk around on both of those bikes. Thanks for watching. Please like, click, and subscribe.